Hi, my name is Brianna, and I wanted to give you a little taste of a tool that has been helping me over these last 2 years really dive deeper into some of my own personal blockages around self-love and also some deeper topics. But today we're really going to be covering loving the self. And because Valentine's Day is coming up and we really want to love ourselves strong, this came to be. So if you have no idea what tapping is, you might be like, tapping? Like, what is that? So EFT, or emotional freedom technique, tapping is a technique that you can use that combines the benefits of acupuncture, so it's acupressure without the needles, and also neuro-linguistic programming. So reinforcing our subconscious and our conscious minds, bringing them together and speaking things into existence to really bring them up to the surface. So sometimes we get stuck in this loop of, oh, I'm not good enough, or gosh, I would love to do that, but it's just not for me. And these things are running in the background, and tapping really forces us to bring them to the forefront and deal with them and move through them. So tapping is energy work. If you've ever done Reiki or sometimes even with yoga, you can have a very emotional, physiological response to that practice because you are moving energy. You are, especially if there is a theme in that yoga practice that is running throughout. And so the theme for today's tapping is all about self-love. And so how do we do this? You simply are going to repeat the phrases that I say after me. And if something doesn't quite fit your narrative or your story, you can insert words that work for you. So how do we get started? We will always start on the side of the hand. This is one of the points that we will focus on. The other points are the top of the head, the top of the eyebrow, so just right here, the side of the eye, under the nose, so you can switch to 2 fingers. You can do it this way, you can do it this way. There's no really wrong way to do this. And if any of these points are difficult for you to reach because of range of motion issues, it's okay. Pick the ones that work for you. There's not a wrong way to do this. The other points are, so we stopped here under the chin, or at the chin, the collarbone, so like right above, about an inch or so above where the collarbone sits, you're going to tap there. And then also where, if you are female, where your bra line comes around, or if you're male, armpit right here, tapping basically the pressure that you would tap if you were trying to get someone, nudge them out of your way at a concert. And then also our 2 wrists together. And we just repeat that cycle, saying the phrases. So, are you ready? This is something that you can do. I've done it in an airport. People looked at me like, what are you doing? But it can be done to help calm anxiety. It can be done for a lot of various reasons. The number one thing that it's probably used for is managing anxiety or calming a mood. So if you are feeling really uneasy or really anxious or really worked up, you can seriously just tap on these collarbone points. I've done this at doctor's appointments when the doctor was taking a really long time to come in, and I'll just tap. I won't say anything. I will just think uplifting things, positive reinforcing things, and I will tap on that point and I will envision things going the way that I want them to, the way that I want them to work out. And that is an option that you can use tapping. You don't have to say the phrases if that's not your jam. But today we're going to use the phrases, so let's get started. Are you ready? Okay. You're going to repeat after me. Oh, and I completely forgot because video is being held up by my water. But you always want to stay really well hydrated when you're doing any sort of energy work. So make sure you're drinking water right now. Take a big swig, a big guzzle, and then we're going to get started. We are tapping on self-love. You don't have to say that, but I'm just kind of reminding myself what we're doing here. Going off the cuff here. I don't have anything written down. I usually write things out, but we're just going to go with it. We'll see where it goes. There are so many reasons why I can't love myself. I am not a size 0. I am not the perfect mom. I don't always have the right answers when people ask me really important questions. And I fuck up in my life on a regular basis. There are so many things that come to mind when I think of why I am not worthy and why I don't love myself. Maybe it's the way I look in the mirror. Maybe it's what I see back in the mirror. But even though I have all of these feelings and all of these doubts, I can love myself right now. Ugh, that feels ugly to say. That feels messy. And I don't even like saying it out loud. But the truth is that a lot of the reasons that I tell myself I can't love myself have actually been put there by other people. And it's not because they were bad or stupid. They were just trying to keep me safe. And the stories and the narratives that they have planted in my brain, I do not have to subscribe to. And maybe I can even start to forgive the people who put those stories there. Maybe, just a little bit. But today, I want to love, honor, accept, and forgive myself for allowing myself to believe things that just are not true about me. And today, I am really going to start honoring all of the reasons why I am so fucking phenomenal. And this journey starts right now. Okay, we're gonna take a big deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Let it go. That may have stirred up some really uncomfortable thoughts or memories or emotions. You may feel like burping, you may feel like yawning. All of that is normal. And some of that may not have touched on exactly what you're dealing with when it comes to looking in the mirror and loving ourselves. And we all have different stories. So when I say these things, maybe it's important to go back and do this again and revisit some of those memories when you've had feelings of self-doubt and you've had feelings of uncertainty and discomfort and been at dis-ease with yourself. You've been uneasy in your own skin. And really honoring those things, looking at them at face value, not judging them, is what we do in tapping. We're not judging ourselves here. We are allowing ourselves to see that, look at it, acknowledge it, and realize that there is actually another way to do this. And that's what we're going to do right now. So usually in the setup, we bring up things that may feel icky and uncomfortable. We face it, and then we work through it in the next phase of the tapping. So we're going to take another drink of water. Drink your water. Actually, I am going to drink my water this time. Next time I do this, I will not use my water bottle as my phone stand. You live and you learn. Okay, We're gonna start on the top of the head, and you could do this at the start. I didn't do it, but sometimes I will rub my hands together. And another good point to bring up is you can tap sitting, you can tap lying, you can pace around the room while you do this. You can tap in any position that is comfortable to you. It doesn't have to be, there's no wrong way to do this. And if what I said in that first setup, you start to deviate and you do your own thing, go for it. You can mute me, you can turn the volume down, then you can come back and do this portion of it. Or you can make your own entirely unique tapping for you. That's what's beautiful about this. You can address, you can address any issue, virtually anything with tapping: anxiety, self-love, depression, eating disorders, chronic illness, pain, physical pain. I've literally tapped before when I've been in just the most exhaustive physical pain, and I've seen an improvement. And one thing I did forget to mention is at the beginning of this is, and you can even do this now, kind of take an inventory of how you're feeling in your skin. From 10 being, I am fucking phenomenal. I am the most beautiful badassery bitch in the world. I am a queen. To 1, like, I don't like anything about myself. And you can be anywhere on that spectrum. Again, it's not judgment. We are literally just getting a baseline and understanding where we are and where we're falling so that we can work on this and we can improve on this and we can heal and we can get better. And it starts with our fingers. We can literally help heal ourselves with our hands and our words, and we don't have to spend a ton of money. I mean, I'm in therapy, so no judgment there, because believe me, I need the therapy also, but this is something that you can do at any time when you really need it. And we're gonna start and get this next ball rolling. So take another little guzzle of your water if you need to. If your mouth is feeling dry, if you're yawning, then we're doing the right things. Okay, we're gonna get started. I am a badass. I'm a badass. I am a badass and I didn't even know it. And there are so many times that I dim my own badassery because of the stories I have let myself believe. I am too short. I am too tall. I don't fit into the right box that other people want me to. I sometimes feel like I'm not the best parent I could be. I could go on and on and on about all of these reasons that I can't or don't allow myself to love myself. But I don't actually believe any of those things. What if I am telling myself all of these stories simply because I am afraid? What am I afraid of? Why will I not allow myself the capacity to look myself in the eye in the mirror and tell myself I love you? Somewhere, someone said something to me about my appearance or about the way that I showed up in the world, and I believed it. But today, I get to write a brand new story. I get to believe the new story that I am telling myself. And I am going to look in that mirror and I'm going to say, look at you, you beautiful, bad bitch, you. And feel free, if you aren't a swearer, to make your own creative, colorful adjectives. But I curse a lot, so I do apologize. Sorry, not sorry. I am a beautiful specimen. I radiate light and love and energy. And anyone that dims that light and that energy, maybe they're not for me. I am stepping into a moment in my life where the opinions of others no longer mean anything to me. I am stepping into a new place in my life where I believe in my capacity. I believe in my capability. And I believe that in this moment, in this very moment, that I am actually very much enough. I don't need to wait until I lose the weight. I don't need to wait until I get that promotion. I don't need to wait until my children tell me each morning that I'm a good parent. Because I already know. Deep down, I've always known. And it's time to shave off and cut free all of those voices and those stories that are not my own. Because none of those stories are my voice. And I have allowed my voice to go quiet and meek. But no more. No more. I am love. Love pours from every inch of my existence. And I am going to return the love to myself that I so freely give to all of those around me. I will no longer allow myself the capacity or the space to talk down at myself. I will no longer say hurtful things, even if it's just me talking in my head. I will acknowledge that phrase, thank it for its time, and replace it with a kinder, more gentler thought. And that's not to say that I might get mad at myself, because I'm human. And Lord knows I make mistakes sometimes. I am not perfect. But I love and accept and forgive the parts of me that thought I had to be perfect to love all of me. And today, I am accepting all of who I am, for who I am. And I am so excited to continue to get to do this each and every day forward. From now on, forever and ever. Amen. And so it is. Take a big deep breath in. Hold it at the top and let it go. I got really hot when I was going through that, and I feel different. And you may not feel this right away. I know for me, tapping took a few times, a few rounds to really feel like I wasn't doing a whole bunch of hooey. And maybe this doesn't exactly tap or touch on some of the things that you deal with on your own self-love journey. So I invite you, after doing this, to sit down, take a moment, and journal out what comes up for you when you think back to times in your life where you've let other people make you feel small in a situation. Maybe it was a child, maybe it was a parent, maybe it was a teacher, some adult authority figure somewhere. I mean, kids aren't authority figures, let's be real. But somewhere in your life, someone has told you something and you have latched onto that belief and you have allowed yourself to believe it, and it has shaped the way that you view yourself and the way that you speak to yourself and the way that you treat yourself. So I invite you to journal on this. Is there someone or something or a situation in your life that when that happened, you became meek and you stopped believing in yourself and you stopped taking risks and chances, and maybe you really did stop loving yourself because they were saying some really awful things? Maybe it was a relationship, maybe it was a partner. Whomever it was, their words and their story are not yours. And that is what I'm here today to remind you, that we get to write our own story and we get to tell our own truth about the way that we see ourselves. And sometimes it takes just a practice such as this to see ourselves through another lens and understand that what we are doing isn't working for us. And the way that we are perceiving ourselves is actually very flawed and not reality in the slightest. So take a deep breath, drink some more water. You can repeat this tapping as many times as you need to. And remember that you are love in its purest form. You are freaking phenomenal just as you are. Just as you are. We can love ourselves and still want to work on ourselves, but we can accept ourselves at every stage. And that's what I'm here to help you do. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has been informative. If you want to talk more about tapping, if you would like for me to work with you one-on-one to create a tapping specific to a situation or an emotion or whatever it might be, I'm here to help. Tapping has become one of the most pivotal, crucial points for me in my own healing journey. It has allowed me to face so many things without judgment and without fear and shame, and really love and accept and forgive myself. I got it tattooed on my arm. I love, accept, and forgive myself. I remind myself each and every day I am human, and I'm going to make choices that maybe don't always mesh with where I'm headed, but I can love and accept those parts of me, acknowledge them, work on them, move through them to the next phase of my life. So love you all. Have a wonderful day, whatever time of day you are doing this. And I hope that you really find your flow and you really start to accept and love yourself a little bit more each and every day. Mwah. Bye.